I personally believe we learn from our failures and our mistakes. I believe that so often in life, when we make mistakes and we have failed at something that we're doing, we feel like, oh my God, I failed. Oh my God. Now you're literally just there tormenting yourself. You're there frustrated. You're there feeling like, oh my God, I'm not worthy. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. But later on in life, you'll understand that you have learned from those mistakes and from those failures. You have learned from that particular heartbreak. You may have just learned the most valuable lesson in life. Maybe you have learned the type of man that you felt was your type prior is not your type anymore. You would have learned that maybe if you carry yourself in a certain light, people will view you a certain way, maybe with little regard. You would have learned so many lessons from either your failures or your heartbreaks. Therefore, guys, if you're new to my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Please watch these videos. Call a friend to call a friend to call a friend. I'll be discussing with you how your failures and your heartbreaks are your superpowers, right? So I know it is like an off topic. People will be like, how is this a superpower, Jackie? So in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys why that is a superpower. Even when you feel like it's not a superpower, I will give you a few points on why your heartbreak and your failure is a superpower. So let's get on to point number 2, because I just previously shared point number 1. Point number 2 is that we grow from every experience that we have gone through and every lesson we have learned. Whenever you experience something that is misfortunate, or you experience something that is not delightful, either a heartbreak or a failure, you would have picked or taken away something from it. And that which you have taken from it is a lesson. And that lesson will push you in a different direction, because you will know that, okay, by doing this, there's certain consequences to certain actions, or there's certain experiences that no longer serve you, or there's certain experiences that are not for you altogether, or certain people that are not for you. So you constantly learn. Every single time you experience something that is not positive in your life, or something that may seem like a setback, there's always a lesson in disguise. In that particular moment when you're facing it, trust me, you do not want me to be there telling you, oh no, Jane, oh no, Janet, oh no, Genesis. I don't know why I'm going to name Jen. In that particular instance, you do not want me to tell you that, oh my God, from all this that you've experienced, you have taken away a lesson. But if we're being honest, there is a lesson in disguise. Things failed because there was a lesson for you to learn. That relationship failed because there was a lesson for you to learn. It may be a heartbreak in a particular instance, but there's something greater behind it all. A lesson that you have learned, and things that you might have to do differently, or situations that you may not want to involve yourself in anymore. Number 3. So basically, point number 3 is that we become examples to others, or rather, we become we set ourselves as examples for others. What do I mean by this? Because you have been through certain experiences, because you have failed at certain things, or certain relationships failed, or you have experienced certain heartbreak, it may not be in a relationship, you have learned certain lessons from that, whereby you're able to teach others. You're able to use your experience as an example for others. You're able to speak from a point of understanding, from a point of wisdom. You become wiser. You begin to speak from a valuable point of view, because now you're adding value to other people. Now you're able to provide guidance to other people on what not to do, or what not to experience, or what situations not to place yourselves in, or what you could do better, or what you could change, or what path you could possibly take. And by so doing, you become a valuable resource. You become someone who's able to set yourself as an example to people, especially those you love, people you value, people you see and maybe hold dearly or maybe certain businesses that you're setting up, because failure can be in different situations. We may fail at a business because of certain steps we took, but now we know how best to tread. We may even be examples to ourselves. We may be like, okay, I failed because I did this differently last time. Now let me change. Let me do this in this particular manner. Or you could be there, oh, hey, Bungani, hey, Zandi, hey, Harry, hey, Kiki, I did this and this didn't work for me. So therefore, do this instead and this is going to work for you. You know, by saying that or by doing that, you set yourself apart. There's so much wisdom that comes with failure. There's so much growth that comes with failure that we do not even see. We hold ourselves to the least esteem in that particular moment when we're experiencing those things. But when you begin to teach others, when you become wiser, oh my God, people look at you differently. Point number 4, you begin to see the red flags a mile away and you know when to exit the floor. What do I mean? When you have gone through failure or heartbreak, be it in whatever situation, you will know when it's time to exit. You will know when something is no longer serving you. You will know when it's time to leave that floor. You will know when it's time for you to disinvite yourself to a party. And by party, I mean an invitation to a thing or event or whatever. It doesn't have to be like a physical party. But when I'm saying it like in a more metaphorical sense, you will know when something is no longer serving you or you're no longer meant to be in that situation. So you will know when it's time to leave. You will know that this is not meant for me and this is meant for me. Actually, it is so easy to actually see the red flags when you have been through failure, when you have been through situations that didn't serve you, when you went through heartbreaks, when you went through hard times. You are able to see the red flags a mile away. Like they will be coming right there and the red flags will be all up in your face. You'll be like, not me, not this girl. No, you won't. You will not do that. No, I will not put myself in that situation. No, I will not be part of this situation. I will not be part of this experience, because you've previously gone through similar events or similar experiences and you learned and you outgrew them, so you will know when it's time to exit. I know I have danced around that one, but you get what I'm trying to say. Point number 5, heartbreak and failure toughens you so much. It toughens you so much because in that moment you feel like there's no way out, but when you get out of it, you come out much stronger. And when you come out much stronger, you will understand that there's much more to life. You will understand that you will need to carry yourself or do things a certain way to better yourself. You will understand that there are consequences to things. And when you understand that, you will find that you are so toughened in certain areas of life and your outlook on life changes. And because of that, that is like your superpower. When you're toughened from whatever it is, it's like iron. Is it what do they say? Is it iron sharpens iron? When you've been through hard situations, you have gone through, that process where you're cooked and all that has happened to you. The time when you come out on the other side, it's like you're brand new. You're a different person altogether. You're a different individual altogether because you have toughened from that situation. You become a different individual in that respect, in terms of like that particular experience. Your outlook on certain things changes, and because your outlook has changed, that you're no longer the person that you identified as before. You're now a changed person because now you have toughened. Your exterior has toughened. That situation has toughened you. Maybe it was a business setback. You tried to do business. Maybe you got money. You took a loan. You made a bad investment, and you had no one to help you get out of that. But you managed to get yourself out of the rabbit hole. And because you managed to get yourself out of that rabbit hole, you have learned to look at business in a different light. You will now know how best to tread when conducting business. You will know where to create boundaries for your business. You will know where you shouldn't go. You will know that, okay, Is it good for me to borrow? How much is it good for me to borrow? You may look at your expenditures and be like, I should not spend this much. I should spend this much. You will hold people in a different regard towards your business. Now, when I speak of business, I'm just giving this as an example, but I'm just trying to show you that you become molded differently. Like, you toughen up. You change. A lot changes about you. Even if it's a relationship, you change. You know when it's time to tell a person, I do not appreciate that. You will learn when to tell a person, I don't appreciate that type of behavior, or I don't want you to do this, or this relationship is no longer serving me, because you have learned from your past heartbreaks. And sometimes the lesson could be, I should not speak to people that way. I should not treat my partner in this particular way. I should learn to approach the situation differently, right? So it's not only about them. The lesson could equally be about you. But you would have changed, and you would have toughened, and you would have been better than what you were before. Now, I wrote point number 6 as you will begin to understand what you want from what you don't want. But I feel like I have touched on this in the previous points I gave you guys, so I'm just gonna like brush through it. Because you have gone through these experiences, because you have learned from whatever it is, the heartbreak, from the situation, from the failure, you will know what you want for yourself, and you will know what you don't want for yourself. You will know your left from your right? And therefore, that becomes a superpower for you as an individual, right? Because how many people know their left from their right? How many people know the value they carry? How many people know what they want versus what they don't want? How many people can set themselves up as examples for others? But you have learned that. You have known that. And because you have learned that, it's your superpower. You're able to guide people. You're able to say no to situations that don't serve you. You're able to learn when to do better. You're able to know better for yourself. So point number 7 is you begin to allow yourself new experiences. From your failures, from your heartbreaks, from these past experiences that you went through, and everything you have learned, you will allow yourself room for new, better experiences. You will allow yourself room for things that are now serving, either to you, to your partner, to individuals around you, to your businesses and all that kind of stuff. And those new experiences will come in a positive light or in a positive form, because you may have learned from the past. You picked up on what you needed to pick up on. You picked on that lesson that you needed to learn in that particular moment, and what your failure or what that heartbreak needed to give you, you have learned from that, and you are taken from that. Therefore, your new experiences will only come with better. Your new experiences will only serve you better. Your new experiences will only be better. They will no longer be as bad as they were before. So my last point as to why your failure or your heartbreak is a superpower, I also feel like I touched on this one prior, but is that from your lessons, from the lessons that you have learned, you only do better. Only a fool would have gone through a negative experience, would have gone through something that didn't serve them, or would have done something in the past that ended up serving them poorly, or they had to learn from that thing, and they still go back and do the very same thing. Like, why would you do that? Why would you vomit and then go back to your vomit and then eat it? Who does that, right? So by your experiences that you have been through, there's a transformation that naturally takes place. Something changes, a shift takes place in your life. Unless you're dumb, then yeah, maybe that's why the transformation hasn't taken place. But if you're a person who's wise, a person that is sensible enough, you would have learned from that situation. You would have learned from that experience, okay? You would have learned. And by so learning, that becomes your superpower. That becomes your strength. That is why failure and heartbreak are your superpower. Don't look at it as the end of all. Don't look at it as, oh my God, now this, now that, and you are so frustrated. It only gets better from there. It doesn't get worse. It gets better. Unless you never learned the first time. And I always say, if you never learned the first time, you gonna learn again, okay? So that is all I had for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye!